Hey, I don't know if I got this worked out. No, I don't. You won't be able to see me on the ground. Okay, what if I go like this? I know it's late. We're late people around here. My dirty fan. How's that?
All your fans are dirty.
Oh my God. So today I just want to do some stretching because, and my friend Noelle said she wanted to hear me instead of the other guy. She said, so I will just be the one talking. And I thought, I could just start pulling out old songs and that could be the soundtrack. But anyway, I mean, old Twinkle songs. There's 42 years of it. I am going to stretch. My neck is what hurts me usually. And also, I know a lot of people have lower back stuff and your hip flexors, which is all this stuff, in your hips. And there's ways to get all this stretched out. And you'd be amazed at what a little bit every day will do. Or in my case, what are you doing? This is a highly professional setup, as you can tell. And this is crooked. Anyway, let's get started. Okay. And I don't know when you're going to be watching this, but right now we're preparing for a massive Hurricane Ian. And we live, like if this is Florida, we live right here. So we're sort of inland, not totally in the center. So we're kind of protected, but we got bombarded last night with a monsoon. So the whole yard is like just squishy. Anyway, doesn't matter. But what I noticed is when there's low pressure systems coming in, storms and rain, I feel sedated. I feel like a brain blanket. And I'm sure I'm not alone, but I used to wonder if I was just imagining it, but I will go to sleep if there's a low pressure. Come to find out, which I learned through Stephen King, that if you change the pressure, you can knock people out. So that's what they do on planes. If they wanted to knock everybody out on a plane, you could just depressurize the cabin and everybody would go to sleep. So it is a thing. Anyway, I'm rambling. It's 1:30 in the morning. But I'm going to stretch now. So if there's things you want to work on, you let me know. But what we're going to do now is reach up. I'll back up so you can see me. Let's start with this. Reach up, right? Not on your tippy toes, even though that's fine. But the idea is to elongate yourself. And in ballet, it's not like I'm a ballerina, but I did have quite a lot of training when I was younger. And what they're always doing is pulling this down, your butt's in, your side things are coming down. I know. It's ridiculous. I don't know the names of anything. But shoulders are being pulled down, butt is tight. And what my ballerina, she was a really old French lady that owned the ballet school. And I'll never forget this. She would come around to all of us and yank our hair right here at the crown. Say, that's your string that's pulling your head up. So your chin is kind of tucked. Your head is going straight up and your shoulders are down. And it's amazing how all these things at one time are hard to do, right? So, and you can really feel it here. So right now, let's just stand here. Tighten everything. So start with your toes. This is that dynamic resistance. Start with your toes. And then clench your feet. Clench your calves. Clench your thighs. Clench your butt. Everything. And as you go up, think about straight. You will actually make yourself longer and taller. Because gravity is a thing and it's squishing us all the time, right? And this is how you can tell an old person this is what we start to do. So instead of this, right, which is takes muscle, it takes focus. But once you really get to where you're better at it, it'll start doing itself. But this is what happens when we get older. Our head gets heavy. We let it go forward. Now our neck is tight because it's trying to hold up this 8 pounds and all day, every day. And so everything starts to hurt and compress and get like this. And this is how we become old, right? So if you start to combat that and reverse it, which you can do, I've seen miracles. You know, one of the reasons I love Diamond Dallas Page is because he broke his back and he used the physical therapy and the yoga and dynamic resistance and all these different modalities to heal himself. And it's inspirational. And then if you look him up, there's a whole slew of people that were crippled, walking on walkers, in chairs, things like that. And little by little, they strengthened and they stretched and they were able to do crazy stuff now, you know, stand on their head and stuff. So I highly, highly recommend that even if all you can do is a little tiny bit a day, that you do that. So here we go. I'll stop talking. No, I won't. Reach up. Okay. When you're reaching up, don't cram your shoulders up. You want them down. See the difference? Look at this. This, you want to engage these muscles here. Pull your shoulders down. You'll feel it in your back. Cram your butt. And it makes you start to breathe. So make sure you're breathing. It takes work. It's amazing. You're not running around the block. You're just using some muscles, right? And I like this. He says, tighten these up, stretch. Everything's engaged. Everything's on. That's why he says, grab the ball. So grab the ball. This is all strong. It's all tight. And we go up and we're stretching, but with our shoulders down, right? So you're still reaching. Everything's getting longer. Then reach, even with your shoulders, and put this arm down. This is my favorite. And then I let my neck, my head just hang there. And little by little, it's just amazing. It feels really good. You're not trying to push anything. And then you're still trying to remember to tighten your butt cheeks. You'd be amazing how effective it is. Okay, reaching up. And then the other side. And just let your neck hang there. Always breathing. And when I say breathing, of course you're breathing. But listen to this. Oh, my neck just cracked. In the West, we are famously terrible breathers. Shallow little tiny breaths. And the yogis, you know, from the East have been trying to train us for thousands of years to consider your breath, to pay attention to your breath. And I think one of the things that really helped me in singing was the fact that my grandma had a pool. Okay, and down. And I would sink to the bottom and hold my breath as long as I could. I would swim underwater as many laps as I could. I kept pushing myself to hold my breath longer. And I think I'm going to do YouTube vocal lessons as well, because there's so much that I can teach people that I've been doing it for so long. I sort of reverse engineered it. But breath is a massive thing. And I know everybody talks about it, but to really understand that all this capacity here, you want to fill it up, but you also want to get rid of it. So compress. Get rid of all of this until you can't even make a noise. And then fill it up again. With your shoulders down. Training yourself to take big, deep breaths without going like this and without chest breaths, right? So anyway, let's go down here. I like this. Now push your hands together like this. Shoulders down. Everything's tight. And let's go back gently at the hip, not here. You want to bend here. You don't want to hurt your back. We're trying to, you push your butt forward, and you'll feel the stretch right here in your hip flexors, or whatever these are called. But you'll feel it, right? So you cram your hands together, up and back. Just a little bit. Don't go crazy. And while you're here, stretch your arms back like you're trying to reach the other corner of the house. And breathe. And you start shaking because it's hard. You put your arms out. And then he says, Hulk it up. So like tense your muscles. And then shoulders back, chest out, chin in, butt crammed forward. You can feel this. It's like it's work. But don't do it so tight that you pull anything, I'm just trying to show you things that work for me. I'm not trying to give advice. But I have studied with a lot of different people, like Donna Judge. She's karate, right? There's a lot about karate and yoga and ballet that have lots in common. So all over the world, thousands of years ago, humans figured out certain things, and they're global. There's just certain ways to keep your body in shape, and to keep your ligaments stretched, and to keep your posture good, where you don't turn into a little old person. Because if you think about it, how many people have neck and back problems all the time. And I've heard so many of my friends they have surgeries, or they have, bulging discs and all this stuff. And a lot of these things are repairable, maybe not completely, but definitely can be helped a great deal by stretching and strengthening, right? I want to do this again because my neck hurt. I love this. So then I go all the way. Okay, so let's go down on the ground. Can you see the mat? Go down on your knees and just sit here. This is good, just like this. And then fall forward to where you're stretching all this here. And then you can feel it in your hip, right? And put your arms out forward and just reach. But put your butt on your heels and breathe. I can feel it in my hips. And then up. Okay, on all fours like this. I know it looks funky if you've got people around you. All yoga looks funky if you got people around you. So first, arch your back. Then you're tucking your tailbone. And you're tucking your chin. You're trying to stretch undo all these tightened together vertebrae. And then shoulders back, cram your shoulder blades together and reach up. Again, stretch. And then back. It's tight. Oh my God. I try and stretch my lips to get my chin to go. And then down. Oh God. It feels really good though. And one more time. Up. And then down. Arch your back. Okay, and then up into down dog, which is basically making yourself a triangle. And as you stretch back and forth, one leg after the other, bend it, straighten it, and get your toes involved because they are also stiff. You want to stretch everything, even things you don't think about, and then you stretch them, you're like, oh my God, that's so tight. So now try and put your chest to the mat, right? While you're straightening your legs and feeling that. Never go too far where it hurts you, but feel your stretches. You know your body better than anybody. That's the thing. You can feel where it needs to be stretched. So do it, a little bit at a time. And if you do this often, you'll see a huge difference. Oh, okay. Now put one leg up in the air. We're going to do some crunches. Oh my God, that feels so good. Feel it stretch and then crunch it up. And this is good for your arms too because you're holding yourself up. And then up. And sort of like, open your legs. Get as much of that as you can. And then crunch and hold it. And then one more. Always breathing. The good breathing. Point your toes, straighten your toes. Get all that stuff. Okay. One more crunch and hold it. Count to 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Back into down dog. Oh my God, it feels good. So sort of like arch your back or, do that. Push your stomach towards your knees kind of thing. That feels really good. Okay, other leg up in the air. Point your toes, straighten your toes, feel all that. Open your legs as much as you can. And make sure you're just hanging your head. You're not trying to hold it in any kind of position. Just let it hang there. Point your toes, straighten your toes. Oh, feel that stretch. And then cram it up. Hold it. And then back. Breathing, the good breathing. Stretch. And then crunch. 2. Oh, I can feel it. Okay, up. One more time. And crunch. And just hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, hands and knees. Go back into this safety zone thing and just stretch everything. Oh, that feels so good. Okay. Okay, so let's just do a little bit of this and then we'll be done. I just want to do a little bit of, stretch. But, so we're going to get on our back, okay? And this is a good place to get good at breathing too, because if you can get the small of your back on the mat and you can take a big deep breath and fill your belly up and then squish it out all the way, and you still keep your small of your back on the mat, you're engaging your belly. So you're getting, your core is engaged. And so now go up, push your booty up in the air and kind of tuck your shoulder blades under yourself, your shoulders, and push so you could feel this stretch in your thighs. And you push your gluteus maximus up towards the ceiling. And just really try and feel that stretch and tighten up, and back down. And then bring your legs up to your chest and hold on to them. Human cannonball. You can leave your head down if you want to, or you can try and tuck into an actual ball and tighten it up. And you want to squeeze this. You want to feel it here. This is definitely super good for your hips. And you'll notice a real difference if you do it regularly. Ooh, one more time. Up into the bridge. Oh. Feel the stretch on your thighs right here in the front. And then back. Squeeze your legs together. Human cannonball. Okay, now straighten one leg. I have all these pillows to get rid of. Straighten one leg and hold the other one. Feel how good that feels right here in your hip. And then the other one. And don't let them touch the ground. Like, just hold them. And if your neck hurts because you're holding it up, let it go back down. Just feel this. This is all about the hips right now. Point your toes, flex your toes, point your toes, flex your toes. Okay, switch again. Hold, squeeze. Oh man, really feel that. Flex your toes, point your toes, flex your toes, point your toes. One more time, other side. Oh. Squeeze. And left side, here we go. And if you really want to, we could do a couple of these. So hold your neck up and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do 20. So we'll go 1, 2, woo, maybe not 23, 4, 5, 6. That's good. Oh my God. Okay. Stretch that out. Always good. Cram your butt up, cram your butt up, cram your butt up. Okay. And then you can just like put one leg on the other, and whatever side that's going to, look in the other direction. Oh my God, it feels good. It's good for your body. Then back up, and then put the other leg on the other leg, and look the other opposite direction. I'm sure I'm going to get some letters. You are not a professional. I know. I'm just trying to show you what works for me. That's all. And I have to do it on video, otherwise I won't do it because I guess I'm a narcissist. I'm not self-directed enough to do it without somebody doing it with me, I guess. Okay, and then let's roll up. Whew. Also, my advice, when a hurricane's coming to your town, make sure you do all your laundry, all your dishes, change all your sheets, wash everything. Wash the kids, wash yourself, wash the dog, get everybody clean as it can be, because if you run out, if water goes away, you're going to be bumming if you're dirty. And so I made everybody bathe, and I did all the laundry. Because there's nothing worse than having to wash yourself with a bucket of water. Well, it's not terrible, but I mean, I've done it. It feels like an adventure. But it just seems like it's wise to get everything that you can do out of the way. Okay, ready? Shoulders down. And, you want, it's hard, it's weird, right? So you're sitting like, we always did this as kids. But the older we get, the harder it is to sit up straight. And I think that's due to lack of core and bad posture and things that we get used to. So now we're trying to get it back, okay? So we put our hands down behind our booties and try and cram your chest out and your shoulders back and your shoulders down. And I've got my hands on the floor behind my butt. And I'm just pushing to try and feel the engagement in my back. And then release. Then do it again. Like as if you're trying to get your elbows to touch. You know what I mean? Okay, and then walk forward. Walk forward. Try and stretch while your butt's still on the floor. And then just hang there for a second. Back up. Switch legs. Because each hip needs the same amount of stretch. And shoulders back. Trying to get our elbows to touch. You can really feel it. Okay, and then walk forward. This is our last thing. Walk forward. Butt still on the floor. And just hang there. Okay. Wow. That was pretty good. And then get on your feet and roll. Maybe we should just hang here for a second. Hang here. Just let your neck hang. Let your back hang. Like really let go. And decompress. Always think about decompressing those vertebrae and all the stuff in between. Open it up. And then roll up. Oh my God. And then this is how I like to end everything. I do my little dance because it looks cool and it feels really good. So we go up and you're trying to like figure eight your hips. You can feel it everywhere. Feel it here. Oh my goodness. Tomorrow maybe we'll do some push-ups or a push-up and pull-ups. I have a pull-up bar on my bedroom because every day I go and do a couple at least. Anyway, that's it for me. I'm going to bed. It's very late. But I'm glad you stuck in there with me. Thanks for hanging. See you later.